and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. I hope you are all well. I'm trying to confirm what days Whip and Waffle we are on. I know that sounds bad, but I'm getting the ones ready in advance. So happy 26th of June, everybody. It is my son's get together for his 21st this weekend. So I am making sure that videos are ready for everybody. But we're working on the Paint Gem Minis. This is the floral edition. And we're working on the violet today. Now, I haven't actually looked at what ABs I potentially want to do. I haven't yet moved my stickers to the bottom of the bag, but I will be doing, because that is a fine idea. But we don't have any blues, so let's move the blues out the way. In fact, some of these aren't even on the right way round. Okay, so we don't have blues, we don't have greys, reds, in fact they've gone already. No pinks anyway. That's a purple, that's a purple. So's that, albeit a bad one. We do have some green, but I'm thinking I'm still going to keep it to the flower. No blues. We do have some white. We do have quite a bit of that purple. And then I do have some yellows as well here. Now, 741, which is X, which I do have that goes around the outside of here. I don't have many left at all. But I did replace 972 with this Y last time and it worked fine. So I think I'm going to do the Y because that gives me quite a bit on the inside of this part of the flower and one dot there. So let's use Y. Then 208 is actually Q, which gives me quite a bit around here. So I'm going to use that one. I don't think I'm going to need the white. Maybe I do actually. O. Okay, O and L and N. So, no. I was having a look for O. Oh, so O is quite a bit darker than what I thought. I was thinking that might be a nice lighter purple, but it's actually not. The lightest purple is the letter N, which is actually up here, and I don't need that because I've got the darker Q. So what I might do is actually bring back the white, and that will give me the inside of the yellow, the inside of the purple, and a little scattering elsewhere. Let's do that because I have plenty of diamonds for that. I'm not going to panic over numbers. I'm not going to wonder where I'm at. So I'm going to do those 3 ABs. See, look at me getting brave with multiple ABs. Let's do 3 ABs in this. Not doing any of the green, highlighting the flower. So I'm going to tip out my letter D to start. I am using the grey Zesty tray, which is one of our basic colours. And I'm using the black pen, which is one of our standard pens. This is a thinner pen than the resin pens. It's aluminium though. So it is, I haven't got anything metal to, I've got my computer, but it is sort of a coated metal. It has got our metal tips in it though. I have changed the tip over. So let's zoom you guys in so that you can see what I'm doing, but I'm going to start with the green and then I'll probably work my way up, but I'm going to start by doing this. But one of the tips, I think it was Billy who suggested it, or Hank, depending on whether you're on the Facebook group, who mentioned if you are working with, say, the likes of the flowers and maybe it's the first squares that you've done, you can help to get your squares placed a little bit nicer and straighter. If you start somewhere in the middle and work out, it can help you get a nicer edge. And I'm pretty sure Jackie said that she got a nicer finish doing it that way. And actually doing these mini paintings has helped improve her squares placement. Because it is practice to get used to doing squares more so, especially if you've just done rounds. Practice makes perfect. The saying came from somewhere. Robert said, hi, 4Kids. They had to make a decision to narrow down which videos to watch because there are so many. There are so many on my channel, that is for sure. She said, and my videos and 2 others are their favourites so far. They really enjoy how simple my videos are and enjoying them this morning on Father's Day with their morning coffee. Empty nest now, they said, but anyway. Thank you for the great videos that you have put out and have a great day. Florida Bob in USA. Hello and welcome, Bob. Thank you so much. Yes, there are definitely a lot of videos that I have on my channel. If you're new to my channel / new to diamond painting, what I can suggest, if you are watching YouTube partly, you know, for the company and the diamond painting, but also partly to learn new things. A lot of my videos I have highlighted and categorized a little bit easier to see on my website. So I do have YouTube playlists. If there is a certain theme, you know, if it's the whip and chats that you like, or if it's the unboxings, things like that, you can hit play on a playlist by all means. But if you are after specific things or certain things, if you go to my website addmorezest.com and click on videos, I have done categories within there. So I have done things like my comparison videos between round and square. I've got comparisons on different size paintings, on what mini paintings to do. I've done some comparisons on a custom painting. I've also got videos on applications. I've got my spare storage, sort of key videos to help you set up spare storage. I've got my tips and tricks videos are all listed there with a brief rundown to each one, etc. So there is absolutely loads in there, and it is a little bit easier to navigate than maybe YouTube is. So if you're hunting for any particular types of videos, I suggest you head over there. But thank you so much for allowing me to be one of your chosen 3. I have a video up on most days. Pretty much I try to put a video up a day. Sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes it doesn't. But on this channel anyway, the 4Kids channel, I try to put up 1 a day. It's more spread out on my second channel, but they are unboxings. So if you like a bit of shopping, you'll find an extra video every now and then over there. But yeah, thank you for letting me be one of your 3. 20101946 iffy. Sometimes I can just reel that off, and sometimes my brain doesn't read the numbers right. She said one of the things she appreciates about my videos is that there are no distractions. She says all you see is what she is doing and talking about. Also, the camera isn't moved around, which can make you a bit seasick. Yes, the odd video I have done where I move my camera around, I do feel quite often a bit jolty myself. I much prefer it mounted. She said they're very professional, she thinks. She watches and enjoys them all. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my camera is mounted above me, so I do use my zoom when needed, i.e. today. And I'm just filling up my D letter. It's actually ran out. I have this glorious way of storing my extra diamonds for this project because I knew this one would only be done in my craft room. And I just needed them to be stashed to the side. So I've tipped out the rest of the 319. No signs of static because that dryer sheet has been in there. Absolute bliss. Right, so we've topped those up. I wonder if I'll have to top up the next one as well. We'll see. But yeah, I do have my camera mounted on a shelf that basically gets as much of my desk space as it can without you starting to see the filming lights. I do have 2 filming lights, otherwise I find there is shadows, especially if I'm doing a whip and chat. If I only had one light, you would see the shadow from this hand and the shadow from this hand, or one or the other, depending on how zoomed out I was. But thank you, both of you, for your lovely comments. Nancy, she says, another fun waffle today. She said she was able to sit out in the back garden to diamond paint today. It's a bit windy, but she managed. She had a lovely Father's Day brunch with her daughter and her fiance, and then did her square. Happy Father's Day wishes to your Will. Thank you ever so much. We did actually get back late on Father's Day when we were away, because we did decide to come home the night before and save ourselves the morning departure rush. And he did come home to a lovely card and some Lego sets. So he will be taking over the dining table at some point, to be sure, to get those Lego sets done. She says she does like the ABs in the iris today. It looks great. She said she ordered the beige tray yesterday, and she looks forward to adding it to her collection. She prefers the smaller zesty size personally. She said, hope you have a safe trip home and I'll see you tomorrow. She said she's off to do some chores now to get ready for another camping trip. Busy bee, Nancy, but you got your square in. I like it. You got your little bit of me time, and even better, you got it in the garden. Which, you know, you get nice weather, you can get it in the garden, do it. Lady Dax said yes, she did have a couple more unfinished paintings, but she didn't fancy doing them. So she's done a couple of days just on her diamond painting housework, sorting and destashing. Then she finished a colourful Elvis and did a little bit more on her second tissue bin. She did some little stickers, and today she has made 5 birthday cards. She even got to use the little squares off the blank sticker sheet, she said, that we got in the K-tiered advent. Wow, she says, I have been busy this month. It is amazing how, if you just make yourself that little bit of time, but it's each and every day, that it can add up, and by the end of the month, you do feel as though you have accomplished a lot. But each day, it can be manageable. And that's why I do think it is important, if you can, to get that little bit of time each day for yourself, or for a project, or even the two. You know, get some time for yourself to do something for you, but then also maybe in addition think of some other project that you've got, whether it be crafting or not, just something that you're putting off because it's huge. And if it's something that you can break down and do bit by bit, then just start doing a bit each day. And soon you will get through it and you will get it done. Joanne, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, could I please recommend the Chronicles of St Mary's series by Jodie Taylor? She said it's a mix of history, comedy, sci-fi, thriller and romance. She said these books have it all, and the narrator on Audible is just right for the books. I will pop that down on my little list, because I do, after I've sort of got through, you know, whatever series I'm watching or listening to, should I say, whatever series I'm listening to, whatever my, you know, plan of books list may be, I do then tend to go and have a little bit of a listen through a few in my wish list and see which one takes my fancy for next. So I will bob that one on my little list and have a good look. So yes, thank you. I always like recommendations. Denise, she said there are a few metal tips, she said, that are a bit thicker at the base. They look more like the plastic ones, only metal. She said maybe giving one of those a go in the Stabilo pen would work just as good as the plastic one. Are they like the ones that Diamond Art Club have started doing? I have noticed they've started doing metal tips, but they have a different shape to them. I know somebody also mentioned that if I make the pen inside it a little bit longer, it will fit the metal tip that I do a little bit better. I need to have a look at it when I get a minute. Watch it be December Advent before I get round to having a look at it, but yeah, I'll try to. Kerry, she says, have you ever tried to do a whole mini painting in ABs? She's considering ordering a set and she loves the ones that I've done. Not great. I've not hugely considered doing one fully in ABs. Part of me thinks it would be nice to see one fully in ABs for the comparison, but I don't actually have ABs in all of the colours to do a complete one. But I have actually found I've done one painting that was all ABs. And while I liked the way the painting turned out, I do feel that paintings with only a few ABs, I prefer the look of. I prefer the gentle look of ABs than the full look. Okay, so I had a couple of diamonds there that were stuck together, but I've actually run out of 905 as well. So let me get my spares out. That should be 905. That's the last one of my spare extras for flowers. Because of course, most of these flowers have green. And I actually think I've not got many flowers left to do. It's getting nearer the end. And I do think that I'm nearly done with them. Let me have a quick look. Yes, I actually only have, in my little pile that Megan has stacked for me, there is only one flower one left. So I've popped the rest of the S into the pot, so at least that's something else that's not floating around. My spare diamonds. I might try and fill up the other colours in the other pots later, just so that I don't have the extras floating around in my craft room. Because I also have quite a few diamond paintings currently floating about, because I need to sort out my logbook. It's probably going to be a next week project now, but if it's out, it's more likely to get done. So I'm sort of trying to keep it in the forefront of my mind by making the stuff get in my way. It's like trying to tell yourself that you need to hoover the floor by putting the hoover in the middle of the floor until you do it. That's what I'm doing. That's the game I'm playing. So yeah, Kerry, I haven't, apart from fleetingly thinking about it, I prefer to do these minis with a few ABs rather than all ABs. But if you like your sparkle, then there is no reason why you can't. It is your diamond painting, your hobby. Just go for it. Try it on one. See what you think. You could always take the diamonds off again if you don't like it. Joanne says, ideal for something small to print is the covers for light pad touch controls. Yeah, maybe see if I can find an already, well, I'd have to have a look at getting a design for it. But that is an idea. I know some people get a little cover that goes over like the on-off switch of their light pad to stop them touching it by accident. I pretty much have always tried to keep my power button up the top because I tend to work more at the bottom and in the middle. So I try to keep it low down rather than high up for that reason, so I don't touch it. But I know when I had a light pad with the wire, before we had the conservatory, where I sat to diamond paint and the plug, it had to be in the bottom corner to be able to plug in and be out of the way. So there was plenty of times when I did end up hitting it when I had to have the light pad round that way. I think that's what made me go for a battery operated one as well, was the fact that I couldn't, you know, I could turn it around whichever way I wanted and I wasn't as likely to hit it. Oh, the joys. Ina said, you saying that the beige tray was still available has just got her over the edge to buying her first 3D printed tray. Woohoo, welcome to the club. She says she's heard so many great things that she will give it a go. And for not regretting it, to get it at once, she also ordered the purple zesty tray. She thinks she was finally too excited. Well, they're on their way to you. She says, I hope I don't have to pay any import fees or taxes, because she didn't check that part of ordering from the UK to the Netherlands. That part, I'm not sure. That would depend on your government and whether they charge on goods coming in from memory cards being rude again. Any import duties are down to the country. So I know we get charged import duties in the UK, and that's something I know we get charged no matter where we order from now, because we're not part of the EU. We can get charged that for any country. Many countries, I don't know what the British government did, but many countries actually charges the VAT or the initial part. There's sort of two sections to the UK taxes, but the VAT now often gets charged by the company sending it out. I don't know how they do that, because that's not something that we do. But many places will either charge it or they will state it's included. And I think it depends what courier they use. If they use a courier, I think they can choose to include it. I'm not quite sure how it works. But I know I often pay the VAT on anything coming into the country. But the customs or import duty, I have to pay if it reaches over a certain amount. So I just factor that into everything I buy, and if it doesn't get caught and I don't have to pay it, then woohoo, bonus. But I'm not sure on the Netherlands, sorry. Sometimes I think it depends on the value of the order as well. So hopefully you won't, but I can't promise you won't. But the trays are amazing. So that's all I can say on that front, because I absolutely love them and would never use anything else. Christine, she said, hi Rebecca. She said, for the lady asking about Gugon in Australia, she bought a bottle of Planet Arc orange powder, sticky spot and goo dissolver. That is a mouthful. Years ago. They can't quite remember where they bought it. They think it was either Woolies or Bunnings, and it works quite well. Well, Gugon does have that orange smell, so maybe there is something in that orange part of it. But stay tuned, whoever it was that asked that question, because there is a few more responses that are coming up either, well, possibly today or tomorrow's whip and chat, because I know a few people have responded with a few suggestions because they're awesome. So if I ever read out a question where you've asked something, if I read it out in that whip and chat, don't forget to go and check the comments as well, because that's when people often give more suggestions, and of course I'll read them out when I get to them. Susan, she says, wow, this one went fast. She said she loves the ABs on this one too, and that was on the 19th. She finished her Night Ocean with moon painting yesterday, so her app picked a new one for her to start today. She said it's a coffee cup with a heart foam, and this was one of the first paintings she bought from MTEN on AliExpress. She's glad to be doing some of these older paintings. She did 2 rounds in a row, and now she's back to doing a square. She said you and hubby should still be away at this time, and she hopes that we're having a fabulous time. Thank you. We did. We definitely did. Right, the next letter is Y, which is going to be my first replacement. I'm actually going to use 742. Will that peel off? This is where sometimes these stickers peel off really easy and sometimes they don't. It depends on the material that they're on. Okay, they're not peeling off easy for me, so I will do that as a bulk replacement rather than as a switch them as I use them kind of thing. I was just going to start moving them each time I use the AB to get some done, but it's not going to switch that easy, so we'll fight that one later. She said thank you for sharing. Frances, she's also given a suggestion for Gugon. She said Bunnings, so these are in Australia by the way, somebody asked for Gugon in Australia. She said Bunnings has an adhesive remover called Goof Off. Basically, she said it's the same stuff as Gugon. There we go. See, I knew we would have some Australians give us the answers about where to get Goo Gone or an equivalent from, because they're an awesome bunch. She says, thank you for all the videos and the whip and waffle for June. She is enjoying it very much. And it's weird because I know with going to Australia quite a few times and with my parents living in Australia, I pick up quite a lot about, you know, the shops out there, what's available, all that sort of stuff. But sometimes there's things like Goo Gone that I just don't necessarily pick up on. And I think it's because while I've been diamond painting for nearly 4 years, I've only been to Australia once in that time. And that was right near the beginning of me diamond painting. So I haven't had chance with this whole COVID thing to get out there. Now I've been diamond painting quite a bit longer, because I know I definitely want to go and see what Kaiser have, because Kaiser have a few of their own designs, I think. And I want to go and have a little bit of a nosy, because I loved Kaiser for scrapbooking supplies. So I wouldn't mind picking up a couple of theirs that are a little bit different. They probably sell them in the UK. There are the odd places that sell stuff from Kaiser in the UK, but it's kind of cheating. I kind of feel like I need to get out there and look at it in Australia. Nellie, she's also said she has found Goo Gone in Coles supermarket. She cannot wait to get her new light pad for diamond painting, and she said have a nice weekend. Yeah, I think your light pad with the wire will definitely be better for you, Nellie. And thank you for the recommendation for Goo Gone. I think the lady who asked is going to have plenty of different places to try, depending on which is closest, easiest, or somewhere she needs to go anyway. Elisa says hello. She says, hope you are having a great day. She said, when changing pen tips to metal, she said she had some that wiggled a little bit. So she cut off a small piece of a glue dot and put that in with it, and it stopped it moving around. See, these glue dots are just coming up with multiple uses, are they not? That's an idea for the glass one. I think it was the glass pen that wiggled around quite a bit. It would be nice to maybe try that with a glue dot and see if that works. Okay, I nearly put the orange back in the letter Y. Not a good idea. It goes back in my ABs. And they are now in a big pile of mess over in the corner, and they can stay there. Let's do the letter A. It's my next one in. Roz says, hi Rebecca, loving the June Waffle. They're keeping track of the time to see how long it takes them to complete their Iron Man painting. Thank you for keeping me company. You're welcome. I know some people keep a time track of how long it takes them to do pretty much every painting. I think I get up and down too much to do that every time. But I do think it would be interesting to track myself on 1 or 2 paintings. You know, maybe 30 by 40, and how long it actually takes me to complete one in round and square. And then maybe track myself on a bigger one just to see, because sometimes I think I've got plenty of time to get a big section of a diamond painting done, or even just, you know, one of my cover paper sheets done. And sometimes I really don't. And maybe I should time myself per piece of cover sheet. How long it takes me to do one cover sheet in a round and one cover sheet in a square. Now there are variables, of course, we've already seen that with the mini paintings. If there is a lot of colour changes, it takes longer. If there is not many colour changes, then it can be quicker. So those with big block backgrounds are always going to be quicker than ones that are, you know, confetti central. But it still would be interesting to maybe just get a few different timings on a square of cover sheet, so I can at least be real with myself on how long it actually does take, and whether I really do have time to do another section before bed or not. Okay, now it's time for the whites, which is going to be some white AB. And there's not too much of this, so there is just going to be a light scattering. It might be a bit too much in this bottom section as well, but I'm going for it. And hopefully it won't be too much, especially once I get to this next bit where there's not going to be as many ABs in the purple. What colour did I say it was? It was the Q. So actually I'll be doing the purple ABs in a minute. And then that will be it for ABs. So we'll see how it looks. Amanda, she said she had a very busy weekend. She took her daughter and her BFF to a water park and ended up getting very burnt. Ooh, that sun can be vicious. She said she didn't get anything else done, so she's watching this video on the Sunday, and she has done 2 spots on her countdown to her daughter's birthday. Ah, well, I can imagine you didn't get much done yesterday, not only because, you know, a water park takes time, but also if you got burnt, that's the last thing you want to do. Allowed yourself to feel sorry for yourself for a day before mum life kicks in and you have to carry on. But you're allowed a little bit of downtime for getting burnt. I know the sun has been quite warm in places. I've picked up some tan and a little bit of sun on the shoulders, and that's mainly from putting washing out, because that's the main time I am sat in the direct sun. Other than that, I don't tend to. Right, the next one I've come to there is the K, but I actually feel like I should do the Q, but then I'm going to be, oh no, let's just do the Q. I've got hold of it now. It's another AB. So let's just get the next AB done. Even though the next one in the bottom is actually this one, I feel like this needs filling in first. Even though it does then shoot up to the top. I'm just rolling with it. We've actually got ABs that are touching each other as well on this one, which I don't think I've had on one of them before. I don't think I've had that many colours that they've been right next to each other. Hopefully it'll look good. Sarah, she said she's loving the whip and waffles. She put a post in the group, she said, when she received her order, showing how she put the metal single placer in her Stabilo pen. I knew I'd read it somewhere, somebody had said it somewhere, so it was Sarah. She said that you need to use a slightly longer piece of pink pen for a better fit. because the pen does actually get cut down in the Stabilo pen. She says she's got lots of family from overseas who have arrived today, ready for her son's wedding next weekend, which will be when this video goes up. So congratulations to your son and your new daughter-in-law. I hope they've had an amazing day. That is, if it is daughter-in-law or son-in-law. She doesn't actually say. But welcome to, well, you know, congratulations to your son and to your new family addition. She said the family coming from overseas also includes her brother, who she hasn't seen for 8 years as he lives in New Zealand. Oh, that'll be a really good catch up as well then. It's nothing like a wedding. Nothing like a wedding to get people together. She says she's looking forward to relaxing with the whip and waffles at the end of each busy day. Yeah, I can imagine it is going to be full. But don't forget, you can always play catch up if life gets busy. You know, maybe once all the excitement is over and things have calmed down, you can give yourself a full day of diamond painting and relaxing if you need to catch up. But have an amazing time. Kerry, she says she's ordered some of the paint gem sets. She ordered the dogs, the star signs, the flowers and the cocktails. She said, what are the measurements on them? She said she was wondering. They're actually slightly different on each, if I remember rightly. The easiest way to see is the Paint Gem website. They do give you the full breakdown. So if I go on to, for example, the floral edition, if you go on it and scroll down a little bit, it will tell you how many designs. So the floral that I'm doing has 12 different designs. It has 30 colours in it. The size in inches is 3.1 inches by 4.7 inches. And that in centimetres is 8 centimetres by 12 centimetres. The difficulty is classed as a beginner, and the gems that we're placing on these is 9,805. So it does give you the full sizes in both measurements, whether you speak in inches, whether that's what your brain works in, inches or centimetres, or like me, both. Mixture of both, of that age where inches were definitely used as much as centimetres. But yeah, it's the metric system is the official system that the UK use now. But there's still a lot of things that I need converting. Like, I don't think anybody speaks about their height in meters and centimeters anymore. That one's always pretty much done in feet and inches. And you always talk about picking up a pint of milk, or more than a pint of milk in our case. It's never a matter of a litre of milk. Some things are just hard to stop saying or doing. But yeah, if you have a look, and then you can scroll down even more. So if you scroll down even further, it shows you the designs, and it shows you them completed. So not only do you see the picture, you know, the schematic picture, but you get to see them with actually diamonds on them. And there is quite a few people that have left reviews and stuff as well and showed theirs. So yeah, In fact, there's quite a few lovely reviews that have been put on there. So hopefully that will help you. Right, ABs are done. We have all the sparkle. So let's fill in with some non-sparkle now. And just tone them down a little bit. I'm going straight in for the R, because I kind of feel like this is the bit that I need to do, and then I'll come in working in with the K's. Sarah Jane, she said she loves the ABs that were put on the 19th too. Ooh. She says when Luna barked, she said her dog went looking for her again. She said it so makes me laugh. Well, I don't think she's barked in this video yet, but you never know. She often does have a bit of what we call loony Luna time at this time of night, where she tries to tell you that she wants to play. So we'll see if she is chilling with my daughters or whether she decides that she wants to play. Jackie, she said, have you read/listened to any of the Kathy, is it Reaches? She said she is the author of the books that make up the Bones series. Oh, I love that series. She said on TV and is involved in its production. She said, I love her books and she has written lots. I think I have. I've probably read a few. I'm not sure if I've read any recently, but I will bob that one, or I'll bob a couple of her books on my little list, because sometimes it depends what mood you're in when you pick a book to start listening to, and then sometimes it can just carry on through a series, can it not? There's quite a few series that I've actually got on book form on Kindle that I wouldn't mind going through on Audible as well. So I need to have a, in fact, Kathy, that might be a series of her books. I'll have to have a gander and have a look-see. Okay, let's switch colours before I start reading another comment. I think I need to, my memory card is about to save, but I know the battery is likely to go soon as well, because I had to change it just before the end of the last one, so it's not going to last much longer. I'll be back. There we go. Change that over so that it doesn't rudely interrupt me like it likes to when I'm not expecting it. Diamond Killikaloo, I think that's how you say it. She said, Rebecca, thank you for helping me out with the sellers from AliExpress. She saved the painting that gave her trouble with the popping drills by sealing it with some Art Deco sealing product. She really loves this waffle month. Please keep going. There are times that I think I should squeeze a few more waffles in, but as it gets further on in the month, I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I can't squeeze in more. Partly because there's so many other videos that I want to do. You know, the kitting ups and the logbooks and the preparations, and I like doing the, you know, the whip and chat each week. But I think the whip and chat every day, I think people would soon not pay as much attention to do it each time like people can do in June. Don't get me wrong, people would watch the video, but I don't think it would have the same drawing for people as it does just committing for that 1 month to doing a little bit of diamond painting each day. and I think I would possibly get exhausted if I had to do it every single night for 365 days. And I've just realised I missed some R's. Oh, that's the only thing. Sometimes you just... I didn't even think of looking there. I just went through the middle and up the top. So let's get those now before I get too annoyed with myself that I missed them. So I'm just going to dip the pen into my pot and get those two. In regards to how many drills you have left or extra drills, I have one flower painting left to do, and it does not have any purple in it. So I know I use the ABs instead of Q, but I've never used ABs with this darker one. And I still have, I mean, for the paintings that have used it, I still have quite a few left. I've not got anywhere close to panicking over any diamonds. I say I've replaced a couple, but I definitely haven't replaced any 5200s. 5500s, sorry, because they're a lot darker. It's mainly been a couple of the lighter ones and some of that 211, was it? No, 208 that I've replaced. So there is plenty of diamonds for picking out the best of them and still having some left, or at least that's what I've found. There is also always, of course, the odd exception to the rule, but on a whole, I've not run out of any. 20101946 Iffy. She says she loves hearing about Luna. She says because after having a dog, or sometimes several dogs in her life, she doesn't have one at the moment. She said, so hearing about Luna she enjoys. She says she does have a cat, but as lovely as he isn't a dog. Yes, cats are definitely a bit different to dogs. She said everything that you are doing with Luna means that you will end up with a well-adjusted and well-behaved adult dog. She said that you can enjoy and be proud of. Sometimes adulthood can't come soon enough. When it comes to Luna, there are some days when I'm like, okay, I'm over the puppy now. But bless her, she does have many cute moments. She's lost a couple more teeth over the last couple of days. She was doing a lot of using her paw to rub the side of her mouth last night. So there was quite a bit of time where Megan and Will were trying to have a good look to see whether she'd, got something caught in her mouth. Because she does have a few of those sort of tug toys that can have stringy bits. So they wanted to check she'd not got any of that caught around her teeth. Or grass. She loves to eat the grass. If she's having zoomies, she loves to rip big clumps out the grass, spit them out and run around. When we've mowed the lawn and trimmed the lawn, if there's a bit round the edge, where there's still a little clump of grass around, she likes to carry that around. So yeah, they went checking, and Megan did a toothbrush, brushed her toothers, I think she calls them, to her. Let's brush your toothers. She did that with her last night just to see if that would help. But then this morning she did lose a tooth on that side, and then it was completely different. She stopped rubbing her face, and apparently she's lost another one this evening. So all the baby teeth are slowly going. Let's hope that the biting slows down, though she doesn't tend to do it with me anymore. She only tends to do it with Will. She seems to like to play bite his hand. It's definitely a play bite. It's not a fierce one, but she knows he's more likely to let her play bite than anybody else, so she only does it with him. But she does like if, especially when she's just woke up, or if I've been in here filming and then go back out, her way of saying hello is just to bite the bottom of your top or your dress or anything that she can get hold of. She likes to just like nip it and keep hold of it. It's like she's telling you to stay, which is cute and annoying all at the same time. Right, there you go, there's your Luna talk for a little bit. Went off on a little tangent. Right, let me pop in my next colour. She also says she hopes the weekend away went well. She's always fancied going to Centre Parcs, but she never has. Although her daughter has been and loved it. They're a little bit pricey though. Yes, they are a little bit pricey if you compare it to a hotel, then they're pricey. So we went, just the two of us, and we actually stayed in the apartments. So we stayed in an apartment, the Lakeside Apartments, which actually were very close to everything. So we could walk to anything within 5-10 minutes that we wanted to go to. You were very near to all of the main things. We weren't out in the sticks, which the lodges can be because they're what's spread further and they're more expensive. But for a 3-night stay for 2 people, you have access to a kitchenette, you have access to, you know, the bath and all that sort of, a spa bath and shower and all that sort of stuff, and a sitting area. So hotel room wise, it's a big hotel room with more than the ability to make coffee. Hence it's a higher price. But I think it's not only that. I think it's the fact that then, you know, you step out the door and you can go for a walk in the woods. Yes, there are activities you can go and do and pay for. But if you enjoy walking, or even if you enjoy bike riding, and take your bikes with you rather than hiring some, you can definitely spend time doing the walking and the bike riding and all that sort of stuff without spending any extra money on anything else. So therefore, I think it's actually not as bad as it can be. But yeah, it is a bit more expensive, but there are amazing things to do about. We did treat ourselves to a few more things, like we did go to the spa and things like that. But even just the wandering about and the fact that there's no cars, there's people on bikes, there's trees and squirrels and all sorts to see, you know, made it worth it. And we would definitely go again. It would be nice to potentially go as all of us. It would be more expensive. But I do think it would make for a nice weekend or week away. Whether it be a midweek or a weekend break or even a full week's break. It would still be nice. Just don't forget that the coffee shop's shut at 5, so make sure you've got your own. You've got your own in your apartment or your cabin if you like caffeine later on in the day. Okay, let me get my next little letter. So we've got 2 left. I felt like I had loads left, but I think it's because I'd done some of this up the top. So this probably will be quicker than I think, though it's still taken longer than some of the videos have done. Or at least I think it has, unless my memory card hasn't saved, and then it's super quick. Sarah Jane, she says, what washi tape are you using? She said she noticed that mine is a lot thicker than what she had. She said, do you have a link, etc.? I actually don't know where this washi tape came from. I have quite a bit of washi tape. I've actually narrowed down the amount I have quite a few times because it has come from various places. I got it a lot scrapbooking wise, but there are quite a few places that you can get like extra wide. This is wider than I normally use, wider washi tape. So there are quite a few places that you can get it from. You just need to pay attention to how thick it is. I think this one, is this one 20 or 30 mil wide? But unfortunately I can't tell you where I actually got it from. But yeah, there's loads of places that sell it. Quite often you can get wide when you get a pack, like a multi-pack, in like a colour tone or something. It often will have some wide ones and some smaller ones. Maybe it came from there, or maybe it came from somebody on Etsy who sent me some. I've just got it from so many places. I'm sorry, I don't know. Sarah Jane's also said, she said her lot love chews and they're natural and good for them. She said spaniels can be fast feeders. They had 6 cocker spaniels come into us and stay while the owners were on holiday. She said their bowls never get to touch the floor. Yeah, that'll be Luna if she tries. We like to roll it in a towel for her at the moment. We just have a small hand towel, maybe a little bit bigger than hand towel, spread her food and just roll it up. And she likes to sort of sniff it out and push the towel as she goes, and then she gets to go back and get the bits she missed because she was too busy getting the bit in front of her. It's quite funny to watch her. So she eats a little bit slower when she does it that way, but her breakfast is just straight out the bowl, gone, boomf. Give me food. Sarah Jane also said, she said one of her Yorkies is a food lover. In fact, there she goes. Yeah, she's woken up and she's barking at the girls. She said he has to eat everything. So now he's on a diet with 4 of them. She said it's hard to ration them as the 2 chinchillas eat a lot slower than the big Yorkie. Your house sounds full. I could not even think about more than 1 dog at the moment. I think Luna is enough to keep us all busy for a while. The cat lady, she said she loves the ABs that were used in the nebula. She's working on the last section of her square painting while she's following the video. Awesome on getting one completed. Last square, job done. Dania, you've already told me how to pronounce your name and I've forgotten already. It's not even been that long. She said she does love the butterfly nebula. She said it's one of the ones she wants to do as a Heaven and Earth custom. She said max colours, of course. Yes, that would look amazing. You could probably throw in some really nice ABs and potentially some glow in the dark in that and get an amazing effect with them both. Right, that is my flower done. Which flower was it again? Because I keep thinking it's a pansy and it's not. It's a violet. The violet is done. I knew I had a white diamond that dropped and I couldn't find it. It's there. that is done. I actually like the ABs on that one. It's like they're still scattered throughout. There's just 3 of them. So yes, I'm happy with that placement. But that is the next to last flower done. Another day done in June. Not many to go. We have 4 more paintings to do throughout the month of June, or 4 more sections if you're working on one individual painting. But thank you as always for joining me for this one, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.